it's Alicia with H&R Reptiles. Today I'm with Princess. She is my baby girl. Princess is 15 years old. I have had her since she was 9. Or what am I talking about? I've had her since she was 4. But I lived with someone else for a year. I lived with someone for a year, and those are the people I basically rescued her from. She looks she's all shaven today because she was a little hairy, she was a little tangled, so I just kind of shaved her off, start fresh. Anyway, so she was owned by a little boy. But his father, he was about a 350, 400 pound man. He thought nothing about kicking her across the room, beating her with the vacuum, just picking her up and throwing her. He didn't care. He thought nothing of it. He didn't see her as a person or, as an animal with feelings. He just saw her as an object to make puppies, because that's what she was to them. She was being, like I said, she was being abused, but it was worse than that. So she had 3 litters of puppies in a year and a half, meaning every heat that she had puppies. And they were going to continue, they only didn't continue because A, their male had to be neutered, and B, at that point, I convinced them, because their male had to be neutered, I convinced them to just give her to me. So I got Princess. That was the best day of my life. So the way I got Princess okay, like I said, I lived there for a year with them, and at that point, I started taking care of her. I would freak out anytime I seen or heard her get hurt. I put an end to it while I was there. I gave her her first ever bath when she was 4 years old. I gave her her first ever haircut when she was 4 years old. I bought her her first ever collar and leash when she was 4 years old. So like I said, anyway, sorry. I lived there for a year, and then I moved out back with my mother because I was 16 when I got her, 17 when I moved back in with my mother. And at that point, we were in a place where we couldn't have animals, but not for woe is me or anything like that, but just to tell you guys her story, I have to tell you a little bit of mine. And so I was depressed without her. She was depressed without me too. She wasn't eating, but I was depressed without her. And so I got her marked as a service animal so I could have her. And then I convinced the people, like I said, their male dog had to be neutered, and they were honestly just tired of taking care of a dog that wasn't able to produce them puppies. And so they straight up told me that after her puppies were gone, they were going to take her to the pound and just give her away. And so instead of that happening, I was already trying to fight with them, trying to get her. And so when they told me that, and I was just like, are you serious? Let me have her. They brought her to me. It was the best day of my life. I love this girl more than I could ever say. She saved me more than I saved her. She is more than repaid the favor. And like I said, she's all short-haired now, but you can see with her older age, she is blind now. Her eyes are a little foggy. So she is retired now. She is no longer a service animal. That is Chance's job. She's just here to retire and live out her life amazing, because she deserves it. She's such an amazing girl. And another thing I want to add in there, because I did tell you guys that she was being used as a puppy machine, is I'm not exaggerating about this. So they told me their vision was, they had a kennel outside. They had a big kennel. Their vision was to put a bunch of stackable kennels in there with her and other dogs so that they could breed. They didn't realize that that was the exact definition of a puppy mill. So I literally saved her from being part of a puppy mill. And she saved me. Like, I wouldn't even be around if I didn't have my princess. She is my everything. And I do want to also tell you guys that I, of course, the month I got her in my care, out of that people's house and everything, as soon as I got her to myself, she was spayed that month. She has not had any puppies since. She's had grand puppies, you know, but she hasn't had any puppies since. So that's Princess's story. I'm sorry if it, you know, that it was a bit about me too, but that's just what happens when you have someone in your life for 11 years, is your stories just kind of coincide. And they do. So also last year in September, right before she turned 15, Princess gave me the biggest scare she's ever given me. So she had a tumor on her toe, and we went to the vet, and the first thing they start talking about is, you know, of course, the possibility of it being cancerous. Thankfully, her toe and everything had to be removed, but thankfully everything was removed, everything was checked, and it was it was a benign tumor, so it was non-cancerous. Everything's good, and she's all healthy and good now. She does have, I'm sure, a bit of arthritis, and so, you know, some days it's a little bit easier for her to walk than other days, and on those days I do have some treats that I give her that help with her pain. But yeah, that's Princess's story. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. Let us know what you want to see next down below. Bye, you guys. Say bye, Princess.